It's your boy C Woodz, and this is my iconic interview with 91 TV.
Off the bat, tell me where you from.
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Originally, and like as far as like the hood, I'm Third Ward.
Third Ward?
Yeah.
Okay, so where are you? You've been in Houston your whole life, or you done moved out of Houston?
Nah, I've been in Houston.
You still here?
Life, yeah, but I traveled all over. You know.
Okay. So how long you been doing music?
So I took it serious like this is like eight years for me. Like
8 years.
When I started taking it serious.
Okay. So you started taking it serious 8 years ago. So let's build up to that. When did music first become present in your life? When did it become a factor?
I would say when I was like 8 years old, when I seen Lil Wayne. This is when they was the Hot Boys.
Okay, bro. I had a lot of conversations with people like who was actually a fan of Wayne when he was with the Hot Boys.
Yeah, that was actually my first concert that I went to. You know, so it was the Hot Boys. So it stemmed from that. And then my brother, he was rapping too. He was like he's 5 years older than me.
Okay.
So I seen him, you know, rapping as well. He was good. And but just seeing those influences, I'm just like, yeah, like I like it.
Right.
And music has always been like around me. So
that's what really got you into the culture.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you start doing it just for fun? So before it got serious, when was it just fun? Like I'm in the studio just having fun with my boys.
So I didn't get into the studio until actually when I started taking it serious. But when I actually like started like trying to do something with it, I was like 17 that's when I started like trying to like write. And one of the times where I found out like, oh yeah, I kind of like want to do it is I was listening to like I forget what album Wayne this was on. I think it was like Carter 2 or something. But this was like Money Over Bitches.
Yeah, that's Carter 2.
So I was writing down his lyrics, everything that he would say, and I would just flip it. So if he said red, I said blue. Yeah. So that's why I learned it. Like first started how to write.
Right. Okay, so what was your style like at that point? Was it just like kind of practicing, taking his words and just changing it up? But when did you really kind of start, like, how did it evolve from that? Like, what did it evolve into from just copying his lyrics?
So it evolved into like, because I didn't really know the format and how to write and how to do that, like far as like put my own words into it. And then when I started doing it, and then it was just like, okay, let me practice and put my own words to it. So I started putting like what I was going through. Like I still got some of my raps from, you know, back then. But I started writing, you know, what I was experiencing, and it wasn't even rhyming. It was just like, but then I go back and listen to it, and I'm just like, okay, they rhyming. So I go back and do mine, and it was like made it rhyming. That's when I started around like 17.
Okay. So tell me, let's fast forward. What is your writing process like now? Or do you write?
Yeah, so I do both. So like, if it's something that I just want to have fun with, like if it's a beat that I know that's like, man, this motherfucker hard, and I know I want to be conscious with it, I'll write it. I'll take my time with it and be, you know, intricate when I'm, you know, be intent when I'm delivering it. So I'll write it out and, you know, perfect it like that. But if it's something that I just want to have fun with, and it's still a hard beat, and something I just want to have fun with, I'll write the hook and the cadence. It take me like anywhere between like 5 and 20 minutes, depending on how the beat is. And then I'll just go in the booth and I'll freestyle the hook. I mean, I'll freestyle the verse. So I'll do that.
Okay. So when you do write, are you still pen and pad, or you all in the phone?
Yo, no, it's all in the phone.
All in the phone.
Like it's funny because like when I was 17, I would write it in a pad, you know, because it came from that style. We didn't just really have phones, like we just write it down like that. Yeah. But now it's transiting to like, you know, the tech world where we're at now.
That's crazy too, because you know that was the pen and the pad.
Yeah.
Like that was an iconic part. No pun intended. That was an iconic part of, you know, hip hop back in the day. Like even Dre's, I've been in the lab with a pen and the pad trying to get the damn label off. And like I always thought that was just a dope thing. Like when you would get to see a glimpse of a writer's rhyme book. I know I got to see like Eminem's. They did a video one time. But that was a part of the culture that's kind of changed. Yeah. Do you get a good feel reading it off the phone the same as you did when you would read it off paper, or how? Like what was that like?
Like it's both ways for me. So I don't write it in the I don't write it in the paper no more. It's all come from my phone. But sometimes like when I'm writing in my phone, I didn't wrote it and I done fell in love with the lyrics so much, it'll get stuck in my head. So it is just like, it'll be like that. So I'll go in the booth. So some stuff that I've written down in my notes in my iPhone, I just go in there and I just recite it like that. So it come natural like that. But it's also, it's like a mental exercise for me to like remember like my lyrics.
Right.
Because sometimes I remember I used to struggle at like remembering my lyrics, but that was an exercise for me that I used to do, like that helped me with that.
See, bro, I like your story because I said there's a lot of new age rappers who don't write anything down. They weren't there because there's a lot of younger kids that it's so much easier now. But I love your process and everything. How do you challenge yourself to get better nowadays?
For us, like what the writing or just like music in general?
In general, how do you become a better artist? What do you do?
Well, like, so I always go based off of my previous work. So I'm always competing against me first. So if I start that first before I even try to compete against other artists that I like or anything like that, I always compete against me first. So I'll go back and listen to my older projects.
Okay.
So my previous, so like this, you know, whenever I drop my next project, I'm gonna reflect on it. I've listened to it over 1,000 times, but I'm gonna reflect on it and see where I was mentally and where I could have improved at. Like right now, I'm already knowing where I could have improved at when it come out, and that's what pushes me. It's just like, okay, I should have done that better, or you know, the lyrics should have been a little bit more, you know, difficult on this one, or I should have had more fun on this one. So I always push myself going based off of that.
Okay. So where did the inspiration come from to do your music? Like I said, you're definitely an artist that challenges himself. It's not like you out here just putting out lazy bars and stuff.
Yeah.
So where did your inspiration and motivation come? I know you said your brother was rapping and everything. You saw Wayne and all that. But once you really started falling in love with the music, what drives you to make that music?
Shoot, like basically what I've been through. Like, you know, I feel like everybody have a story, you know, about something. And it's just like me, it's like, I got multiple stories, and going through life, it made me like, man, they gotta hear this shit, and I was like, I ain't had no other way for anybody to like basically hear it, and just besides the music, and that was like my outlet to get it out there and push my narrative out there. So whenever I'm trying to be expressive or I'm trying to be heard, that's my outlet. I go through my music. So that's how I do it. So
before we move into some of the projects and stuff that you're working on, let's get to know who is C Woodz. What is one of your stories that people may not know about you, but they can hear that in your music? And when they hear it, they were like, oh damn, like you did that, or you went through this. Like, you got any of those for us?
Yeah, I'm trying to see which one I want to say. Let's start this one. I'll say it was like last year, I found out that I was Nigerian. So that was a big thing, 70% Nigerian, and that's a whole culture. I'm Igbo.
Right.
And it's a whole story behind it. We'll have a lot of more time to dive into it. But yeah, I uncovered that I was Nigerian. It's like a whole culture that you know that you got to learn about and dive into. It's like I never even got a chance to go over. I went to Africa before, but I've never been to Nigeria. And just going through the whole culture for us, like foods, you know, clothes.
And it's different when you know you got roots, like your blood.
Yeah, that's where my lineage comes from.
Right.
And it makes sense because, you know, that's where I see like, you know, some of the ways on how I act, you know.
Tell me, all right, by learning that, what new information did you learn about yourself?
That I mean, as far as like
how you said, oh, that makes sense to why I act like that, or that makes sense why my mindset is this way. Was there any correlations, like a light bulb went off?
Like, you know, my strength. You know, I always wondered where like my strength come from. Like, not even just like, you know, physical strength, but like mental strength too. And it come from, you know, being Nigerian. You know, Igbo people, they very proud people.
Right.
And that's where I get that from, like that never giving up. Like my whole life, I've never given up. I always, any type of adversity I had, I always pushed through it. And that's where like it come from, I feel like.
It makes sense.
So it's like, that's why I resonated with it. So
that's dope.
That's what it was.
Okay, so now we got a little bit of who you are. That's really dope. Okay, before we get off of that subject, what made you want to look into that, and then what was the process like to do that? I feel like not enough people are educated on that, and we definitely should all find out.
Because I grew up not even knowing like my real father. You see what I'm saying? And and my mama didn't even know either. But she was just like, boy, she like, I know you black as hell. I know you gotta have some type of African in you, but you know, it was like that. So I was just like, I'm like, damn. So, and then my sisters, they had took like it was like a DNA test, like off of 23andMe. And they was like encouraging, like, oh, you should do this, because they knew my story growing up. These are my stepbrother, stepsister. So when we were growing up, and they was just like, you should do this, you should do that. And it was just like, I didn't even really care about it, but I was also curious about like, you know, where I come from.
Right.
Because at this point, it was just like, I'm gonna make my own legacy, I'm gonna do that. But it was important for me to like to know like where my bloodline come from, because, you know, I always looked at it like, I don't never want to just like lie to my kids.
Right.
So I want to be able to tell them where they come from too. So I had did it and I took it, and it just came back. It was just like 97% African, but you know, 70% Nigerian. It was just like, it was just like, because my whole life growing up, it's like I felt like I ain't had no identity. You see what I'm saying? So it was just like, and it was amazing for me to be able to connect to something. And that's where it came from.
So you have an identity now.
Yeah. I always feel like I had an identity.
Right, but this just helped kind of confirm
this one,
things.
it just like confirmed. It was just like, man, I was like, that's live. You know, because, you know, when you growing up, like coming from the hood, it's like you just out here living wild. You just going based off what your people tell you, you know. And our family, our mom and our daddy don't even know, you know, some of them don't even know where they come from. They just telling you from this and that. So it was important to me to be able to understand that information.
That's dope.
And, you know, be able to relate.
So you telling me you took that information, you put it into a song already?
I didn't put it. I put it into some of my music.
Yes. Verses.
Because here the thing is, like, I didn't put it into some of my music, especially in like my next project that's coming up. But I wanted to kind of like save that.
Right.
And be more thorough.
Yeah.
To my next project after
the research and get into the culture.
Cause like I like to take my time. Like I don't just want to. As soon as I find, like, I've been doing this for over a year. And like this is like the first interview that I had that I actually just told and went into depth about. Yeah. You know where it come from.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what's this next project you got coming out?
So Many Vibes.
So Many Vibes.
It's dropping. It's dropping next month. It's dropping next month. Tell me more. What can I expect?
When you say so many vibes, it's like, well, what's the vibe? Is it a collection of different vibes? Is it gonna take you through different modes? Like,
so
what can we expect?
You on the right track. So Many Vibes. I started this series. This is the third volume of it. But I started the first series and the second series when it was like SoundCloud. So it went in Spinrilla. You know, it wasn't even different. Yeah, this is actually
that Pip era.
Right. For real. And this was like at the beginning of the 8 years that I was telling you about. So this is actually like the first So Many Vibes project that's gonna be out everywhere. You see what I'm saying? So Many Vibes, it's like, you know, when you think of vibe is that word that, you know, you can get. I mean, it ain't gonna age. It's just like you could throw it around. It's gonna be one of the words that you can always use.
Yeah.
So Many Vibes that come from, like, I don't want to be put in a box when you hear like my music, because some people say, oh, you should rap, or some people say, oh, you should sing, and I don't like want to just do one thing. I like to do a plethora of things. So Many Vibes is that outlet. It's that angle for me to be able to create with no limitations. So you may hear rapping a track, you may hear singing, or, you know, reggaeton, or, you know, any type of vibe that you want to listen to. You actually get to choose your own vibe. So if you don't like one song, it's like, I'm not feeling that, but you can go click on the other song. It's like, yeah, I'm feeling this one.
Right.
That's what type of project that is.
Okay, and when is that dropping?
June 24th.
June 24th. Our grand opening is June 25th. Might have to come pop up, man, throw something on there.
That's Saturday.
Sunday, I think.
That's the 27th then. Oh, no. June 24th is Friday. 25th is Saturday.
Okay.
So you're right.
Hey, it's a weekend. I know that.
Let me know. We're gonna pop up.
Okay. Now, I want to know, what is your favorite vibe when it comes to music?
Man.
When you because I've been struggling lately, bro. I've been struggling because I get in the car and it's like I've been listening to like a lot of Memphis rap, and that's cool. But I'm also type of, I can't listen to violence. I can't listen to too much of that, so I gotta throw on some grown raps at the end of the day too. But I've been struggling lately to find a rapper that I've really connected with. So right now, because I said you grew up on some good music, you know, you're talking Carter 2 and everything. Right now, today's day and age, like, what's your vibe when you get in the car? What you putting on when you're not listening to yourself?
It's a mixture. It's like whatever mood I'm in, that's what I cling to. Right. So it's just like if I'm in a mentality where I'm like, damn, I'm kind of like fucked up, like I'm like down, sad or whatever. You know, I'll listen to some, you know, that type of music, or I'll listen to some R&B music that'll like, you know, steer me and pick me back up in that area. But if it's like I'm feeling savage mode, I'm feeling, you know, fuck all that other shit, then I'll turn on, you know, what a rap, where it come from. But I've been listening to, you know, J. Cole, Kendrick, his new project that is just dropped. Danny Lay, she got this hard song that's called Dead to Me.
Yeah, I checked that one out. That's about that whole baby situation. It's hard.
It's tough. It's tough. It just be like sporadic for me. It ain't. I got different type of artists that I listen to, but you ain't gotta be like no big artist like for me to listen to your music. If I can relate to it,
right,
and if I can connect to your song or whatever in any type of way, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna download it and I'll put it in there, and it's like, yeah, I fuck with it.
Yeah. All right, bro. Before we get out of here, this one is straight to the fans, straight to the people. What is it that you want people to know the most about you as an artist? And like, tell us, like, what is your motto and your mindset, like, just towards life, you know?
Never give up. I'm always persistent. I encourage anybody to be persistent, you know, toward what you want in life and out of life. Follow your dreams. You know, you got a passion, you got a goal that you want to complete. Stick to it. Don't give up. Just keep on grinding. And what people can expect from me, like in my music, is like I'm gonna be honest. You know, so that's basically the area that I'm in. It's just like being honest. So like my music, I may say some stories that it may be about me, and then some of the stuff it may not be about me. I may be telling somebody else's story, and I may be telling, you know, speaking in third person about somebody else's story, but I put myself in it, like I went through it. So that's the beautiful thing about music. Sometimes I'm not always talking about me. Sometimes I just be, you know, having fun. So that's what you can expect, is me telling the truth.